Okay. Facebook did this really cool little countdown thing that said going live, and it counted down, and I was like, holy shit, is it going to start recording me before I'm even ready? So, there's that. Technology at its finest. Hi! It's been a little bit. First of all, I watch all of these people do all these awesome videos, and they look so cute with their little desk and their coffee cup full of coffee or whatever it may be, and here I am drinking my Monster. Because that's just who I am. I hate coffee, fun fact. So I'm a Monster girl, so I'm just gonna set that right there. Second thing, I want to kind of address something. So I have not been myself. I have not been myself for a while now, and I want to apologize to all of you guys because I feel like I've not been showing up with the best version of myself. And there's a lot of things that have been going on in my life personally, and I have not necessarily been sharing it with the world. So it's difficult for me because I just look back at these videos that I've recorded for you guys and like these things that I'm trying to teach you, and I'm like, wow, I'm an asshole. Like all those things that I said and did, and I just felt like an asshole. So I just want to apologize to you guys. I am never going to stop growing. I'm never going to stop learning about myself and challenging the person that I am, and that's just part of growing, and that's just part of like becoming an adult and chasing your dreams and your goals, and you're going to go through transition phases and all these things. So I'm sorry that I have not been showing up with the best version of myself, but I'm working on it, and I'm back, and I'm excited. So before we really jump into things today, which is a very vulnerable, raw, real story that I'm going to share with you guys, I want to first talk about my shirt, because I've been working really hard on some things for you guys, and I want to feel good about myself, and I want to wear things that make me feel good, and I really want to empower myself, and I want to empower other women, and one way that I can do that is by wearing things that make me feel good and that make me feel like a badass. So I'm launching a clothing line called She Prevails, and it launches on Friday, August 23rd. So this is one of the pieces in the line. The whole theme of this launch is Strong Mom, and it's very fitting for today's video that's going to kind of dive deep into my life and share my experiences as a mom. But I'm excited about this, and I really want to make pieces that you guys want to wear and things that you're proud of and things that make you feel like a badass, because that's what this is all about. This is really just helping you become the best version of yourself. So stay alert for all of the details and all the information about the line. Again, it launches August 23rd. It's only going to be open for the first launch. It's only going to be open for 3 days. So it's just a limited amount of time, and once these shirts are gone, they're not coming back. So if you guys are interested, I've been posting some sneak peeks on Shop She Prevails. It has a Facebook page and an Instagram page. Make sure you check it out so that way you guys can grab one of these for that limited just 3-day window. Because I like them. I feel I'm a strong mom. If you're a strong mom, why wouldn't you want this? So that's something really exciting that I've been working on. But today's video is different, and I'm just trying to bring some different content for you guys. And honestly, I'm trying to be more raw and vulnerable with you, because I feel like the way that I've portrayed myself over the past few months has been fake, and that's not me. I'm a real human, and I struggle, and I've been going through a lot of things personally, and I feel like I've kind of lost myself, and it shows. It shows in these videos, it shows in the way that I'm speaking to you, and that's not who I want to be, and that's not who I am. So I'm kind of just taking a step back and opening myself up so that way you guys can see more of who I am and where I'm coming from. And my goal with this, with She Prevails, with the shop, with these videos, all of this, is to really inspire you and to empower you to become that version of yourself, regardless of what you've gone through in your life. prevailing is being a victor. It's overcoming all the shit that life throws at you and saying, you know, this sucks, but I'm not going to let it hold me back. I'm going to be stronger than this. And that's what my message is. That's what I've gone through. So when I started She Prevails back in January, I did this little mini series called Defining Me, and I did it because no one knew who the hell I was. I went into hiding while I was going through my divorce in 2016, and I didn't share much of my life on social media. I didn't have social media other than Snapchat and Instagram, but I didn't really share a lot of my life. I was very protective. And when I came out of hiding, really, and wanted to share my story with everyone, I kind of had to start from the beginning and start over. So I filmed 2 videos called Defining Me. The first one was about my divorce. The second one was about being broke as fuck. And I shared my story of, you know, going through my divorce and how I overcame that, and then my financial struggles and my challenges and how I overcame that and becoming debt-free. And this is kind of the next step. This is the next piece of me, really, that I want to share with you. And I thought it was fitting with this line with Shop She Prevails and being a strong mom. And, you know, I haven't really opened up a ton about being a single mom and motherhood and the challenges and the things that I'm proud of. And so I thought, hey, why not just lay it all out there? So me and my monster here, we're gonna work through this because it's about to get real, okay? So first, let's just kind of start back from the beginning. If you are new to following me, I have a 4-year-old little girl. Her name is Landon Rose, and she was born back in 2015. And 2015 was also the year that I decided that I was going to get a divorce. We decided collectively that our marriage was going to end. And it was early 2016 when I really got a slap of reality of, oh shit, I'm going to be a single mom. And I'll be very honest with you guys. Growing up, I judged single moms. I did. And I thought, like, single moms just... I hate to even say it, like, single moms aren't, like, good people. And I know that sounds absolutely horrible, but that was, like, the judgment that I had on single moms. Like, I thought that they were irresponsible, and, like, how did you get into this situation? And when I realized that I was going to be a single mom, I felt so much, like, guilt and shame and, like, oh my God, like, I'm one of them. And I know that sounds so fucked up to say, but that's how I viewed it. And so whenever I realized, like, that's me, that's my reality, it obviously changed. And I realized, you know, are there irresponsible people out there? Yes. Do unfortunate things happen to good people? Yes. And I realized, like, that's me. Like, all these people that I've been, like, shaming in my mind for years is me. And then, of course, all those judgments that I had placed on single moms, I feared that people were going to think that way of me. So once I realized, like, hey girl, you're a single mom, I was like, oh shit, like, people aren't going to take me serious, and they're going to think I'm irresponsible, and they're going to judge me and, like, my ability to be successful because I had a failed marriage, and I just had all of these, like, stereotypes that I had placed on other women. They were all just, like, filling my head and, like, filling my heart, and I just was, like, freaking the fuck out, to be honest. Like, who would want to date a single mom? Like, how am I ever going to start my life over? And so it was early 2016 when, you know, we knew, like, this is it. And basically January of 2016 until my daughter turned 1 in June of 2016 was an absolute blur. And it makes me sad to think about it because there's not a lot of moments that I remember because I was so, like, caught up in the shit of a divorce that I couldn't even be present with her. And that was very frustrating to me. And I was constantly, like, beating myself up and worrying about all these other things, and I was numbing the pain and running away from the reality with alcohol and just anything that I could do to, like, get my mind off of, like, hey, this is happening, this is you, this is your life. So I've had a lot of struggles, obviously. I've had a lot of fears and challenges. And if you're a single mom watching this, if you're a mom watching this, I'm sure you can relate. Like, all moms have fears. Maybe it's fear of losing your kid or something bad happening to your kid. Maybe it's mom guilt. Maybe it's fear of just failing as a mom. I had all of those too. And I had, on top of that, how the hell am I going to make this work? Like, how do single moms do this? Like, I was extremely independent. Even in my marriage, I felt like I was very independent. And having to take all these steps back in my life as a mom was very hard to swallow. It was really challenging for me to depend on other people again for pretty much everything. My finances were shit, my relationships were shit, and obviously my parenting wasn't that great either. I was really struggling with all of that, and I just constantly got in my head about things, and then I felt guilty because I would run away, and then I felt guilty for running away, and then you've got this poor little baby in front of you that's looking at you like, hey mom, you gotta get your shit together, and you're like, I can't, and so there were so many challenges for me and so many fears of how am I gonna do this, how am I gonna figure this out, but also the financial aspect. I moved in with my mom because I had to get my finances right. I was not in a good spot. And I didn't know how single moms did it. And like, I was drowning in debt. I made decent money, but I spent more than I made. And because I was running from my problems, I was spending even more on the weekends and just trying to like fill this void in my heart because of the divorce and being a single mom, that I was spending money on things that I thought were going to make me happy when really, like, a shirt makes you happy for what, 5 minutes? This shirt will make you really happy. But I was spending all my extra money just on stupid shit, trying to like fill this void that I really just needed to turn inward and fix myself, and buying clothes or alcohol is not going to make it better. So I had a lot of challenges and a lot of fears that I just had to face head on and realize, like, hey, this is it. This is your reality. What are you going to do with it? So the next step for me was trying to figure out, okay, my life is broken and everything has just been ripped out from underneath me. How am I going to piece this back together? And the first thing that I did was really start attacking my finances, because that, once I started having these wins with my finances, it gave me more self-confidence of like, okay, I'm gonna piece it back together. I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna be okay. Like, I'm a good mom. I'm just going through a rough patch. And so I just really started focusing on get your finances right, get your finances right. The first thing that I really had to do though was ask for help. And like I said, it was really hard for me to kind of swallow my pride and realize I can't do this by myself. And I don't know that any single mom does. And if you do, girl, you are a badass. And I commend single moms for doing this, because I don't know how the hell we do it, but we do. We don't have a choice. But my family has helped me and my friends have helped me, and I'm so thankful and grateful for them. But asking for help is not easy. And feeling like you have your life together and you have your shit together, and then taking all of these steps back is, honestly, it's a mind game. And it's really challenging to bring your best forward when you're like in this pity party of, poor me, why me? Like, all these horrible things are happening to me. And it's just really hard when you have that pride of like, I got it, I know I got it. And then you're like, oh my God, I don't got it. I'm not even close. I'm not even close to having my shit together. So I had to ask for help. The second thing that I had to do to really overcome it was forgive myself. And moms carry a lot of guilt no matter what, whether you're a single mom or you're in a relationship or you're married, it doesn't matter. You carry a lot of guilt because you want to give. You want to give to everyone. You want to help your spouse. You want to help your friends. You obviously want to be there for your kids. And then at the end of the day, all you got, like, you're not taking care of yourself. And so to put yourself first, you carry guilt with that. I also carried a lot of guilt because my parents are divorced, and that was a challenge for me. And how dare I do that to my kid? Like, I just carried that guilt and shame of like, oh my God, I'm putting my kid through the same thing that I went through, and that's not fair to her. She's only 6 months old. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this to her. And I remember a specific moment at my mom's house when I was unpacking all of her stuff, my daughter's stuff, in her new room, and I just lost it, like started sobbing, and my mom was like, hey, it's gonna be okay. And I was like, I just can't believe I'm doing this to her. And it was really hard. And I know that probably people that have moved their children or have gone through a divorce or even a loss or anything like that, you just carry this guilt. And so I just had to give myself grace and understand that, I got out of a relationship that maybe wasn't the best for anyone involved, for all three of us. And in the long run, I was putting her in a better situation. I was putting myself in a better situation so I could be a better mom for her. But that guilt, that weighs really heavy on your heart, and that's really hard to overcome. I also, I don't want to say I'm a control freak, but I like to be in control of my life, and I felt extremely out of control. And there were a lot of things that I could no longer control. And I worried so much about the things that I couldn't control that I would make myself sick. And I had to understand that there are a lot of things that I will not ever be in control of, and I had to just let that shit go. Because making myself sick and worrying myself into anxiety or depression or whatever it is, I wasn't being present for Landon, and that's not fair to her. So in order to overcome all of these fears and these challenges and these obstacles, I had to just let go and say, okay, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. But focus on the things that I can control. And the things that I could control were my emotions and how present I was and how much effort I put into bettering our lives. So those are some of the ways that I was able to overcome all of those fears and challenges. But don't get me wrong, it was fucking hard. And it's still hard. And it's probably never going to be easy. And even moms that are married or in relationships, I know it's hard for you too. Because there are challenges that moms have that other people just don't get. And so anyway, I wrote down some advice that, looking back, almost 3 years now, looking back on it, advice that I would have given myself and advice that I would give you. So if you are a single mom, or maybe you are in a situation where you could potentially become a single mom, I have some advice and some words of wisdom, if you will. First is to let go. Let that shit go, because, like I said, the weight of the guilt and shame is not worth it. And you're not able to bring the best version of yourself forward if you're constantly feeling sorry for yourself and feeling sorry for your children and feeling sorry for the people that are involved. Like, it happens. Life happens. Shit happens. Is it always perfect? Hell no. It's never perfect. It's going to be hard and challenging, but you have to let go of all these burdens that just weigh you down and prevent you from moving forward. They prevent you from prevailing. They prevent you from becoming the best version of yourself. You've got to just let it go. Grieve, for sure. I feel like a divorce is similar to a loss. You're losing that part of yourself, and you have to grieve that, but you got to just let it go. Let go of the stereotypes, let go of the judgments, let go of everything else, and just do it. Just be. And that brings me to my next one, is to spend more time being in the present and not necessarily focusing on the things that you can't control. So, like I said, from my daughter being 6 months old to 1 year, it was a blur. And it makes me so sad to go back and look at photos and be like, I don't remember that. Like, I remember it, but I don't. And it was because my mind was always elsewhere. My mind was always worrying and anxious and fearful and sad. And I just felt so broken that I couldn't focus on the present. And you obviously only have a short amount of time when your kids are babies. And it's sad to look back and know that I've missed out on all of that because I was so worried about all these other things going on in my life. So let it go and be present and know it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And I know in those moments for me, I didn't think it was going to be okay. I totally thought like the world was ending. I have no idea how I could ever be a successful single mom. Definitely not do the things that I'm doing literally right now. All of these fears and these limiting beliefs just weighed me down. But you have to know like it's going to be okay, because one thing that I can tell you about moms is we're strong. And we don't have a choice. You cannot give up on yourself, and you sure as hell can't give up on your kids. And realizing like you have to figure out a way to make it work, that's going to get you through. And your kids are going to be okay, and you're going to be okay, and everyone's going to be okay. Take a moment to realize it's okay to not be okay, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I never thought that I'd be here. I never thought that I would be living by myself and be winning at life and be influencing people, and it's gonna be okay. It really is. And I know it's so hard to believe that in the moment, but it's going to be okay. You have to believe in yourself. Take it day by day, hour by hour if you have to. But you will overcome this. And most importantly, it doesn't define you. You do not have to be defined by being a single mom, whether you see or believe in the stereotype that I believed in prior to becoming a single mom. You don't have to be defined by that. It doesn't mean that you are irresponsible. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. If anything, it means you're fucking strong. It means I can do this by myself, not because I want to, but because I have to. Like, this is my life, and I'm going to make it count every minute, every second, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to be the best mom possible. But it doesn't define you. Like, I don't want to look back and be like, I'm the single mom. Like, no, I'm a fucking strong mom. I'm a mom that prevails, and I'm a mom that overcame all of these struggles and these challenges regardless of how freaking hard it was, and regardless of like the mindset that I was in, where you feel like there's nothing else, like you just feel stuck. And that doesn't have to be you. It does not have to be you. You're stronger than that. You are stronger than you think. You deserve it. Your kids deserve it. And you just have to keep going. So that's a lot. And honestly, I've held back the tears a couple times and tried to distract myself by cleaning off my desk, because it is. It's definitely a challenge. But there are a lot of moments that I'm proud of as a single mom, and I'm going to share those with you. A couple of them. So I like to show Landon what hard work is. And, you know, this is a fine balance between letting her be a kid and teaching her to be an adult too quickly. But I teach her what hard work is. So one thing that we do together is she has a chore chart. And every morning if she makes her bed, she gets $1. And she only gets $1 if she spells her name. So, like, kind of killing two birds with one stone there. But we created this chore chart, and one of the things that I am most proud of is the fact that she wants to do it. Probably most kids don't want to make their bed, but she understands I work, I get paid, and then she can choose how she spends her money. So every Saturday that I have her, we either go to the bank together and deposit it in her account, or we go spend it. And I promise you, she does not spend more than what she has. She is understanding what a budget is. We have not covered taxes yet. However, we're getting there. But I just feel like I'm proud of being able to instill those values in her that I didn't necessarily learn as a child and even struggled with as an adult just 3 years ago. So I'm proud of that, and I don't know that I would have that strength or that education or knowledge if I wasn't where I'm at. Like, not saying you have to be a single mom to teach your kids about money, but I'm proud of that. I'm proud of those moments, and I'm proud of watching her grow and develop. And I know I don't want to cry, especially this is live. Gotta get my shit together. You know, I know she's proud of me, and it's, it means a lot. So, you know, she was with me at my competition, and
she's going to be there at my triathlon, and I just know that she's proud because she'll ask me about it, and she'll talk about, you know, my competition, and she'll talk about like me practicing and doing all these things, and that makes me proud to know that she is proud of me. So, sorry, I definitely get emotional when it comes to this stuff, but there are things that moms, and like especially single moms, that we go through that you may feel like is negative, or, you know, you kind of have those thoughts of like, why me, and how am I going to do this, and we overwhelm ourselves with the fear and the challenges and the obstacles, and like, how the hell am I actually going to make this work? But there are so many good things that come from being a mom and being a single mom, and definitely come from being a strong mom. It has helped me become stronger than I ever thought possible. So, told you guys it was going to be real and raw. Didn't necessarily think I was going to cry on camera, but shit happens. So, this, like I said, I've talked to you guys about my financial journey and my divorce and becoming a single mom. And there's a couple more that I do want to kind of open up and share with you guys, just so you don't feel alone. I don't want you to feel like you have to go through these things alone, because you don't. And there are people out there that are in your situation, or maybe have been in your situation, that are winning, and you can too. And that's what I'm here to show you. So I don't even know how to close this up, but I want to remind you guys that I do have my shop, She Prevails, coming out soon. So moms, this is for you. There is a Mommy and Me set too that I absolutely adore, and I'm really excited to get some photos with Landon and I together. But there's that. Crying on Facebook Live is not fun, but it's who I am, and I hope that you guys can relate, and I hope that you at least gained something out of this, because you are strong. You're stronger than you think. You're a strong woman. You're a strong mom. And you can prevail. So I will see you guys next week. See you later.